Hey everybody, and welcome to the ACE Football Academy. Coach Hamilton alongside Coach Dunham as always. Coach, we got a special episode today, but before we dive in, a quick reminder and a quick thank you to our sponsor, A.C.E Car Wash, locally owned and operated here in Richmond, Kentucky. Make sure you are going to see them for all of your car washing needs. Coach, a couple weeks ago, we were lucky enough to have Coach Scott Diapore from Bethlehem High School on. He kind of walked us through the season that his Banshees had and that ended with them being state champions. Coach, we're lucky enough today to be joined by a handful of those champions.
Yeah, it's an exciting time to talk to the champs. Talk about the season, ups and downs, talk to individual players, what's in their minds in certain situations. So we're going to get into the players here. So introducing the high school champion Bethlehem High School girls soccer team. Girls, welcome to the show. Yes. Why don't we go around the house here, introduce yourselves, name, year, position, and maybe something interesting about yourself. So let's start on the left and go around. How about it?
So let's do this. Before you introduce yourself, let's do this. Let's do name, year, position, and your favorite breakfast food.
I'm Gracie Zetterman. I'm a junior. I'm a goalkeeper. I'm not a huge breakfast person, but if I had to choose, it'd probably be waffles.
Okay, I'm Tessa Miles. I'm a junior, and I play like a midfielder. My favorite breakfast would probably be like a bagel.
I'm Ashley Miles. I'm a senior. I play in the midfield, and then my favorite breakfast option would be avocado toast.
Okay. I'm Kinsey Clayton. I'm a senior. I play center back, and my favorite breakfast food is probably bacon.
My name's Hallie Hurst. I'm a senior as well, and I play either like the striker or a wing, and I like cinnamon rolls.
My name is Chloe Young. I'm a senior, and I play center back, and my favorite is probably pancakes.
I'm Carly Thurman. I'm also a senior. I play forward, and I like breakfast burritos.
All right, excellent, ladies. Welcome to the show. We're glad you're here. Let's go ahead and dive right in. We know that even before the season got underway, you all had the opportunity to go to center camp and run that camp, get some games in, get some work in. Ladies, when you're in that camp or coming out of that camp, you play some decent games, you play some decent competition there. Are you feeling like state champions already? I know there's been some success there in the past, but are you feeling like you have a shot here? Carly, you were the captain or one of the captains last year on the team, so we'll go to you first. Carly, when you leave center camp, are you feeling confident that you have a state championship caliber team?
I think leaving center camp, we definitely knew we had a special team this year, and we had improved a lot since the previous year, but we knew there was a lot of work and stuff we had to improve before we could become state champs, and knew that was a goal that we had.
Excellent. So you all leave, the season starts, and for when you look at it on paper, and we kind of talked about this with Coach Diapore, the season starts kind of slow for you guys, but then you really get things rolling up until the Knights Cup. So it looks, just looking at your schedule, you drop one to Lexington Catholic and you drop one to E-Town, but other than that, the season is moving in a really, really good way. I know Coach Diapore mentioned the heartbreaker you all that last year in the region against E-Town. So what are kind of the feelings where you have dropped this second game, I guess, in a row to E-Town? Are there frustrations there, or is it just kind of like, we're going to keep our eyes on the prize and keep moving?
I'd say going into the season, we knew that we had a lot to accomplish, and I'd say after losing to E-Town early in the season, we knew that we weren't finished. We knew that we had a lot to go, and we knew that the region championship is where we wanted to end up. And we played them in center, and we didn't have all our starters. We were missing about 6 of them probably. So we had a lot of people that had to step up. And we beat them in center camp going with PKs. So I think that gave us a little bit of confidence going into the season, and we knew what we were capable of, and you win and lose some games in the season, and sometimes the games just get taken out of your hand. But we knew what we needed to do, and I'd say we grasped it at the end of the season because I know we were on a little bit of a winning streak. So definitely got it in our favor again.
Yeah, so let's fast forward to the end of the season. Your season's over, postseason's getting ready to start. What are your preparations going into state tournament? Is it business as usual? Are you finding some way to ramp things up a little bit? Are you changing things up, like a different game plan or tactics? So I'm going to throw this at Ashlyn Miles. What's the preparation going into the state tournament here?
I think that we took every game step by step and still continue to play our game. And it was obviously business. We wanted to do our best every game. And we played every team. Like, we did a lot of scouting reports and we saw like how they play. We watched film and we adjusted to how they play. And I think going into state and like watching film and seeing how other teams do good and what their weaknesses are and everything really helped us whenever it came to the game.
So, kind of along those lines, Chloe and Kinsey, you all anchor a back line that is really, really good throughout the season. You give up less than a goal a game when you break down the stats. So a really good back line there. And of course, Gracie in the hole as the goalkeeper have a really successful season. Your coach pointed to a game versus Assumption in the Lady Knights Classic as a game where at the end of the game, even though it was a loss, that was the game where he kind of walked away thinking, okay, we got a shot. We're good. We're going to make this run, and we got something really special here. Is there a game that stands out to you all throughout the season where you walked off the field thinking, okay, we got this. Let's go win the state?
I was going to say the exact same game, probably Assumption. It was like a tough tournament. We took a few losses, but we're a lot more shallow than a lot of other teams in terms of like subs. So we were all really tired and kind of beat down. But I think the Assumption game showed that we were still in it to fight and to win. And also showed that against a really good team like Assumption, who's really talented, has a lot of skilled players, and is pretty deep, we can put up a fight. And I know we didn't come out with the result in that game, but I think we came pretty close.
I think adding on to that too, in that specific tournament, we knew that one of those teams was going to be a state champion. And I think especially in the Assumption game, it was very similar to the state championship game because we were down in the beginning and we ended up tying it. And obviously we didn't get the result, but it kind of set that we could fight back to those bigger teams and that we weren't just ready to settle for it.
Well, and you mentioned after that Ladies Knights Cup kind of going on a roll, you guys actually win 12 of your next 13. The only other match in there is a draw against Dunbar, I believe. So we enter the state tournament. You, for lack of a better term, you all kind of cruise through until you played a really solid Boyle County team in the Final Four that you all are able to get past. But let's talk about the game that was the most fun. I was able to actually attend it and watch it in person, so it was a lot of fun watching that game. I have told Coach Dunham, I told Coach Diapour, and I will tell you all, when it comes to quality of high school soccer, your all state championship match versus Sacred Heart was one of the highest well-played game that I have ever seen. Let's talk about the game a little bit. So, kind of stagnant the first several minutes of the game. You guys have your chances. Sacred Heart creates a few chances, but Carly, you get the breakthrough on a great diagonal run, a great through ball to you, and you put away to go up 1-0. Talk to us a little bit about that goal.
I think that goal really set the tone for the game. Going up 1-0 really gave us confidence and a lot of momentum at that point. And I think it really helped us in the end, even when we were tied and down, just to keep fighting to the end, and we knew we could play with that team.
So let's move on to halftime. You're up on Sacred Heart. There's clearly a history between Bethlehem and Sacred Heart, always competing towards state championship. What's the vibe during halftime? Is there nerves? Is there confidence? Are we strictly talking tactics, or are we thinking, can we get this done? Can we hold on? So I'm going to throw this at Haley Hurst. What's the feeling during halftime for the team?
I think we were confident in knowing we were up, but we knew that you can always the tables can turn quickly. So we still had a good head on our shoulders. But we definitely gave them credit where credit's due and knew they were a good versatile team and they can stand with us. So we knew that easily the coin could be flipped and they could come back. So I think we were prepared for that as well, but we were confident in what we had already achieved.
Was there any shift in tactics or strategy where, okay, we have this 2-0 lead, are we going to try and protect it, or are we going to try and go get another one and go up 3-0?
I think obviously going into a second half of a game like that, you kind of think in the mindset, okay, defense first, but we can go out there and we can go if we need to. And I think we have such a sound back line, and we have everybody that wants to get behind the ball to ensure that we can achieve this goal. So I think everybody definitely was tired, but we all knew what we had to do, and we loosened up a little bit at the end. But I mean, obviously we've just played 70 minutes of tiresome game, and I think we knew that we needed to protect it a little bit, but obviously, as you saw, we switched it on pretty fast, and Tessa and Ashlyn knew what they needed to do, and it just created a whole mindset shift for us once we got down, and I guess a whole mindset shift for them as well.
Yeah, so let's dig into that. I guess about 8-minute mark left in the game, things get interesting. Sacred Heart comes back. They actually go up 3-2 and completely turn things around on you guys. So I'm going to throw this question at Chloe and Kinsey, the center backs here. Did you look at each other and say, we still got this, don't worry? Or is there a little concern with that little bit of time left in the game? What was the feeling between the defense, knowing that you've got to hold strong with 8 minutes to go in that game?
Well, actually, one of our friends, I'm not going to drop names because it's kind of embarrassing, but one of our friends was starting to get visually upset, she was crying. And I looked at her and I was like, we are still in this. We fought back before, we're going to do it again. And I kind of think about that moment all the time. We could have chose to just give up and just allow us to lose, but we still looked for another way to win, and we found it. So.
And I feel like we definitely didn't well, I just remember there was maybe 30 seconds left, and I started getting excited, and I looked at Kinsey. She was like, Chloe, why are you excited? They can still come back. You need to focus. And I had to remember, I was kind of okay, I still have to be in the game and, pay attention.
So let's talk about those final, really, I guess 4 minutes or so. As Coach mentioned, you guys fall behind 3-2, and then Ashlyn, you step up and hit a fantastic game-tying goal. Kind of real quickly, what was that moment like for you in the waning seconds of a state championship to get your team back level?
Yeah, at that point in the game, Coach told me and Tessa to push up to offense, and obviously we were willing to do anything that we could to tie the game. So I feel that shot and our whole team, we were just playing with the rest of our heart, all that we had left, and then thankfully we got a shot off and it went in. So it was just really surreal, that moment.
And then, not to be outdone by big sister, little sister just a few minutes later hits arguably one of the best strikes I have seen, where you do a great job. Actually, if I was the statistician, I think I would actually give the assist there to Hallie. Hallie causes the pressure that forces that clearance, or half clearance by the Sacred Heart defender. So, Tessa, kind of walk us through that moment where you find the ball at your feet at about 20 yards out and you decide to take one.
Yeah, so time was running out, and we're tied. So Hallie put some good pressure on, and luckily for me, I was in the right place at the right time, and the ball just came straight to my feet.
I think one of my better parts of soccer is that I can strike the ball pretty well. I don't really remember it happening, but I just remember shooting it, and then after that it just goes blank. But yeah, I just struck the ball, tried to keep my head down so I didn't put it through the field goal. But when it went in, it was a crazy moment.
Well, it was beyond crazy because it was a quality shot to begin with, but it was one of those rising shots that didn't come back down. So I guess my question is, did you realize you were that far out? Because when he showed me the replay of this, I'm like, she's at least 35 yards out from the goal easily. And you said you're good at striking the ball. So were you aware of your positioning on the field, or are you just going for it no matter what?
I was honestly just kind of going for it no matter what. I just tried to take advantage of the shot we had, and I don't think I could have gotten more open than when I was. So I just took a touch and just shot. So.
And I want to go back again. Credit to you that the touch that you just mentioned, as good as the shot was, the first touch, that touch in the space was, even better on a ball that was cleared out to you. So kudos to you for getting that done. And again, a well-played game all around. And you all mentioned you at halftime. You mentioned you knew how good Sacred Heart was. You knew they were going to make their run at you. They do that in the second half, especially late, and really awesome for you all to be able to handle that pressure, stay composed, and get the win. So again, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, girls. So that's kind of the talk with the game. We're going to have a little fun with a few questions here. We'll try to call out the player to answer this question, something to just have a little bit of fun with.
So I think you all have paper and pencil in front of you. I don't know how well it's going to pick it up on the camera, but we'll play a game, and we may have to call on you individually about who you pick. I'll kind of let Coach go ahead and tell you what we're going to do.
Yeah, so we're going to have kind of a team of work thing. You're going to hear the question, write someone's name down. We'll see if anybody has the same idea here.
It can be any teammate. It doesn't have to be one of you all. It can be any teammate on the roster.
So, as you said, Sacred Heart ran up, and you were speaking when you players, hey, calm down, we're into this. So, who's really the team mom? Who's the one that's keeping everybody in check? Who's keeping everybody focused in practice? Who's keeping an eye on everybody outside of practice, keeping out of trouble? Who's your team mom on this team?
All right, who do we got? Shout us out some winners of the team award.
Gracie,
who did you vote for? Did you vote for yourself, or did you put it on someone else?
I put myself in would probably be Presley Sparks too, because Presley is one of the people that we're in practice. She's like, "Come on, guys, we gotta focus in." So I'd say probably Presley would be a second one.
And so that kind of leads us into our second award. Who is what we're calling the whip cracker on the team? Who is that player that when maybe we're getting a little goofy in practice or things aren't going well in the game, who is that player that's going to crack the whip and get everybody back in line? Carly, who's our winner there? Who did everybody vote for? We split.
A lot of people put Presley Sparks.
All right. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on to the next one. Who's the person that keeps everybody relaxed? Basically, who's the most poised under the most pressure? It gets everybody to chill out. We're okay. There's no problems. Who's the best, clutch under pressure? Shout out these names. What do you got?
Carly. Yeah.
Carly, do you want to accept that award? Are you okay with receiving that award?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good one to receive.
All right, the next one. Who has the best goal scoring celebration?
Sounds like everybody's going for Tessa here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Tessa, do you have a goal scoring move that you do? Is there a certain celebration that you keep in your back pocket?
I didn't really celebrate
like come together like a huddle. But after my state championship shot, I watched the film back, and apparently I flew on the ground and rolled it. So and I also kind of throw my hand in there, celebrate sometimes. So.
All right. On the next one, who is the most superstitious player on the team? Either when they come on the field, they got to jump over the line, or I had a player when I was growing up who always had a safety pin on his shorts. So who's the most superstitious that has their weird quirks for every game?
Ooh, I think we stumped on one.
Oh, this is a stumped one, that's for sure.
Yeah. We can take that award. Yeah. I think we all do our own.
We'll take that.
This one is my favorite, maybe because it reminds me of myself, but who is the trash talker?
Oh,
I heard Ashland almost immediately. Is that who we went with?
yeah, we all.
Ashland, anything to say for yourself there? Are you okay with that award?
No comment.
All right, this will be the last one here. This is one of my favorites. Who's the team bouncer? Let's say one of your teammates gets fouled terribly. There's a bad slide tackle, and that player is the first one on the scene to take care of business. Who's your team bouncer in the games?
I think we stumped him again.
Gracie did. Yeah, it's just like you were yelling. Yeah.
Is this a mystery action here? Are we not sure what's going on?
Yeah. I think we have two. Yeah.
Oh, let's hear it. What do you got?
Hannah and Gracie. Yeah.
All right, I like it. All right, ladies, we are going to thank you for being on. Congratulate you again. Good luck. You know, I know some of you are playing basketball. I know some of you are doing other things. I'm sure club will start for most of you in the spring. A lot of you are seniors, so good luck to you all moving forward. And then we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Any final thoughts from any of you before we sign off?
We're grateful for you guys having us on the show, and we're just kind of grateful for the opportunity we've been given by winning this. And happy Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
All right, Coach. Another great conversation with the state champion Bethlehem girls soccer team. Great insight. We had a lot of fun with that. The girls are very, excited to be a part of this. We're very appreciative that they could come on to the show and share their experiences going through the tournament, through the season. Had a little fun there at the end about some of the team awards, so to speak. So what were some of your takes from that little excerpt there, Coach?
I thought, and I mentioned this at the end of the episode where I congratulated them on playing soccer the way it's meant to be played. You can hear just by the way they talk, even when we talk to Tessa about the game winner, she immediately said, yeah, Hallie did this to set me up. I just thought you can very clearly see that they are a team. And despite, they have some stars on that team, and it takes stars to win a state title. But my biggest takeaway is just how team oriented they are.
Yeah, it was interesting hearing them discussing their experience, but their maturity in this.
Yeah, absolutely.
They had well thought out answers. There were answers that we could follow clearly about what was going on in the games and their thought process. But what stood out for me as far as maturity goes is when I asked them about when they went down, was anybody having any issues? And the senior captain said, yeah. I looked at them and I said, we're good.
Yeah.
And that's a quality team there. That's people that have their backs. Even in the pros, someone could be freaking out a little bit because they're concerned.
Well, and to go right along with that, they talked about with 30 seconds left, you start to get those, oh my gosh, we're going to do it.
Right.
And to have that teammate go, hey, no, especially with the way that game had gone,
absolutely.
the final 8 minutes, having that, wherewithal and that knowledge to say, hey, there's still 30 seconds left on the clock. Let's get this done, and then we'll party.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, great point there, Coach. And again, a lot of fun. We had the team awards there. I love how we had some unanimous answers. The team mom, the goalkeeper there, Gracie.
She wrote herself down and was like, well, I'm going to vote for somebody else.
I love the trash talker. No comment. Sounds like a true press conference answer from a trash talking player.
Absolutely, yeah. That was a lot of fun. They were good sports about that. We kind of sprung that on them. They didn't know that we were going to do that. So really fun. And again, you see it, as you mentioned, in their personalities, in the way they handled our questions. They are a very mature team, and they got the job done when it mattered most.
Well, hopefully they can take those quote-unquote team awards and hang on to those so when they see each other again in 5 years, they say, hey, team mom, what's going on? Or, hey,
absolutely.
Hey, this bouncer, So hope they have fun with that. We enjoyed having them on. Coach, we had a good time with this conversation. Thank you again to Coach Diapor and the Bethlehem Girls Kentucky State Champions. We are the ACE Football Academy. We want to thank our sponsor, the A.C.E Car Wash, locally owned and operated. I'm Coach Dunham. This is Coach Hamilton. We are the ACE Football Academy. We'll catch you next time.